Deepavali, the early morning of Deepavali, and Krishna is fast asleep. Yashoda Mai also puts him to sleep early, very early, Brahma Muhurtam time it is. So she ensures that Bal Gopal is asleep, and she gets up and she comes out. When she comes out, she makes sure all the maid servants and all the servants in the house are engaged in some activity, doing some service to in the house. And churning of the milk, she will take it on herself. Why does she take the churning of the milk on herself? She wants to make sure she gets the best of the butter for our Bal Gopal, because our Bal Gopal is so naughty that he's going and eating butter in somebody else's house, and she cannot take that. She says, why is my Bal Gopal going and eating in somebody else's house? As a mother, I want to ensure that I make the best butter for him so that he doesn't go and steal in somebody else's house. That is the background. When the story starts like that, or the katha starts like that. So Upananda, Nanda Maharaj's brother, would have called Nanda Maharaj and Rohini Maya to their house for the function, for the Deepavali, to eat the bhog for that day. And so Nanda Maharaj, Rohini and Balram would have gone to Upananda's house for the festival, for taking the bhog. But Yashoda Mai and Krishna are at home only. So this is where everybody is when the story starts. And Yashoda Mai, even though she is such a poise, such a thing, she's always thinking of Krishna, and always her mouth is chanting or singing or thinking about Krishna. Even while churning the milk, she's thinking and singing about Krishna. And this is happening, and by the sound of the churning of the milk, or the birds chirping outside, whatever it is, or the sound of singing, Yashoda Mai is calling with so much of love, and Krishna is in transcendental sleep. He is not actually sleeping like us. He's actually in transcendental sleep. Even in his transcendental sleep, he is able to hear Yashoda Mai's Naam Jap. The way we do Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna is actually hearing. We don't know that. As soon as we invoke the first Nama, he comes and sits in front of us. We don't know. We are busy watching our phone or looking around, and I'm not just saying it is all of you, including me. I'm also in that level only, where we are not actually thinking, oh, Krishna is left everything and come and sat in front of me. But here, that love or that bhava that Mother Yashoda has is so intense that as soon as she starts singing Harinam or Japa or singing about Krishna, he immediately gets up from his transcendental sleeps, and he looks around. Yashoda Mai is not around. So what he does, he starts looking for Yashoda Mai, and he starts walking. He'll come out, and he sees his mother actually churning the milk. As soon as he sees his mother churning the milk, he will go and hold that churning. He will hold that churning. This one, he will hold that. Why is that? Because churning of the milk, the inner meaning for churning of the milk is she is looking through the Vedas. When you churn the milk, it is synonym to searching in all the scriptures, or looking around, searching intensely in the scriptures for Krishna. So he says, he stops that, he holds that churning, and he says, oh, Maya Yashoda, you've already found me. You've already done your bhakti. You're completely transcendental. You don't need to churn anymore. You don't need to look anywhere, because I'm right in front of you. That is the inner meaning of that churning of the milk, why he stops it. He stops it, and she is so she looks at him, and she takes him in her lap, and she puts him in her lap, and she feeds him the milk. She starts feeding her breast milk. His face is so beautiful. Kamalara Vinda, they say. Krishna's face is like a lotus. His two eyes are again lotus. Every part of his face they actually describe. It is very beautiful. It is like a lotus face, and then he has two eyes also like lotus, they say, and his nose is like another flower, they say, and his mouth is bimba fruit. It is deep red, it is very red, and it is in bimba fruit. His hair, his dark curly hair, he has dark curly hair, and that dark curly hair and on that face, it looks as if a honeybee is coming on a flower. His face is the flower, and that hair is like the honeybee they describe, you know. And his eyes are actually very red. You know why it is very red? Because that anuraga, he has lot of love for everybody, and that's why it's always red. So that is how his face is, and she cannot take her eyes out of his face. She's looking that face, and she's feeding the baby. And Krishna, when he drinks the milk of Yashoda Mai, it is not just milk, it is her love that he's accepting. And that love is so much, and Krishna enjoys it so much. The more he takes, the love is good, but he's not satisfied with that. So he goes on drinking more and more and more. And the more he drinks, because Yashoda Mai is looking at his face, the more she wants to feed, because his face is so good. Between his face and Yashoda Mai's face, there is nothing which is coming in between. That transcendental, it goes on for certain time, they say it goes on for a long time. And his face, he's all attractive, they say. It is the most beautiful face that you can ever see in the world. So it captures anybody. Even demons, when they once look at Krishna, they can't take their eyes off. It is like that, his face. So that is going on. And in between, what Yashoda Mai has done is, she's actually kept, I don't know whether it is Surabhi cow or Padma. I think it is Padma cow. So in Nanda Maharaj's house, there is a lot of cows. They have a lot of cows. But there are specific, I think, 10 or 5 cows which give very good milk. And that milk is specifically for Krishna. That milk is very tasty, and it's as good as the cows in Vaikunta or Goloka, they say. Not even Vaikunta, it is in Goloka. Goloka cows are called as Surabhi cows. In Brahma Samhita, there is an explanation how Goloka is, how Sahasra Lakshmis are walking around, and the Surabhi cow is like Kamadhenu. It and milk. And that Surabhi cow's farm was in Nanda Maharaj's house as Padma cow. I don't know whether it is called Padma cow or Surabhi cow. I think it is called as Padma cow. And in that cow, whatever milk is there, that is specifically prepared for Krishna. So she's kept it to boil. So what happens is, between the interaction between Yashoda Mai and Krishna, that face, that Aravinda face, that Padma Aravinda face, they both are lost in that. And by then, the milk is started to boil and it is going to overflow. Suddenly, Yashoda Mai thinks about it, and she says, oh, that milk is going to go away. She'll put Krishna down. The internal meaning, it is, I don't know how much, I think it is in Bhagavatam, it is given in this way only. What they say is, it's as if the milk, the Surabhi cows or the Padma cow's milk inside was trying to commit suicide. It's as if everything is animated. In Krishna's world, non-living things also become living things. That's what is the explanation, that milk is trying to commit suicide. Why is it trying to commit suicide? Because it wanted to be a prasad to Krishna. But if Krishna starts drinking Yashoda Mai's milk and fill his stomach, there is no point for this milk in life. It doesn't have any reason to be alive. So it's trying to commit. That is what they say. So immediately Yashoda Mai puts the baby down and she runs to get the milk. Krishna cannot take it. Krishna says, I left my Goloka to come to enjoy your love. And look what you've done. For you, that milk is important than me. How is that milk important than me to you? That is not fair, he says. And he gets very angry. He gets very angry, and he'll take out all the pots there. He will break all the butter there. He will make a big mess out of it. So acharyas say, even for Krishna. So there is one shloka in Bhagavad Gita. It says, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsam Sangasteshu Pujyate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodha Vijayate. That means when you have an affection to sense objects, what happens? You start desire on that sense objects. The desire is so much, it becomes lust, without which you cannot live. It becomes kama. And when you don't get it, it will change into anger. That is how our life is also. We desire for something, it becomes so intense. You're so much engrossed in getting that for yourself in life, that when you don't get it, it becomes, that is lust, that passion, focused passion you have. For example, building a house or getting a good career or doing something in life, all this is temporary. We don't understand it. It will only stay. If you take a house, it may stay 100 years. If you take a career, it may last for 30 years. You don't last. This body doesn't last. That we don't realize. So we are so focused in getting that object that we forget entire world. We are so focused on that. And once we don't get it, change into anger. Here acharyas have said, this sense gratification or sense, as it did not leave Krishna also. They've told it in a very funny way, but what they're saying is, Krishna wanted it so badly, Yashoda Mai's milk, and it became, he was so focused in getting that. When that focus was so much and Yashoda Mai just put him down and went away, that changed into anger. It's a very funny way of saying how we are also. So she puts him down and he gets very angry, and he will spill out everything there. He will get so, he'll say, hey, there are Sahasra Lakshmi serving me. There are so many people serving me. All that I gave up to enjoy your love, and you just left me here for that milk. This is not fair. He'll get very angry and he will just take out all those things. He will break all the pots of butter, everything. He will make a big mess and he will run away from there. When he runs away from there, Yashoda Mai just puts the milk down and she comes out and sees. When she comes out and sees, she finds that that pot of butter that she was churning is all over and it is a big mess, and Krishna is nowhere to be found. She knows that Krishna is scared of her because he did a mess, and she's going to take care of that. So he's hiding somewhere. She'll try to go find everywhere. She can't find. She will take actually a stick and she will go start looking for Krishna. When she starts going and looking for Krishna, she's running and running and running. She'll find Krishna in one place. He'll be sitting on that motor, that thing, and he will jump from there and he will start running. So actually, many sages and everybody have said, Krishna is so unlimited. He is so powerful. He has no beginning, no ending, and he is all inclusive. And such a Krishna who is unlimited, she's trying to catch him, and he will not come into anybody's grip because he is so powerful. He is a supreme personality of Godhead. No matter what his akar is, whether he's a baby, he's a boy, his strength will not reduce because he's a baby. See, other thing what we have to understand is that in other avatars that you see, for example, Narasimha avatar or some other avatar you see, Varha avatar or something, Krishna changed his form. It was not humanly or his original form. He did not come in his original form. All those were created by Brahma. Brahma actually creates the form, and then Krishna's energy comes into that. So Krishna actually changed his form in all those avatars. But this is the only, it's not an avatar, it is the Krishna himself coming. This is the only thing where he doesn't have to change his form to show his power. Even as a baby, he's powerful. When he was 6 days, right, he actually killed Putana. Putana comes to kill him when he was 6 days old baby, and he will kill. He's all powerful, whether he's 1 day baby, whether he's in the womb, whether he's outside, he's all powerful. And if he wants, he can become extremely powerful, or he can become a baby. He has all that power in the same form. For example, if you see Narasimha Avatar, he had to have big nails, he had to have that teeth, he had to have that lion akar to show his power and use his power, but not Krishna. So when we think of Krishna, we will think he's a small boy, he's like a baby, he's like an ordinary man. We shouldn't think like that. That is one of the biggest of aparad. You should not think. Once you start knowing Bhagavad Gita, once you are in Krishna consciousness, you should start understanding that when Krishna came, he was all powerful. Even though he was a small baby in a human form, he's all powerful. He's that power and unlimitedness is there in human form itself. He doesn't have to change form to show us that. He can do his Leela in the same form. So he's running. There is another shloka actually which comes in Bhagavatam. It says, being a lady, actually Yashoda Mai was a little hefty lady only, and she is at mid-age. She can't even run. So she's trying very hard to run and catch Krishna. When she is doing that, all her jasmine flowers on her hair, animation, again, they show a different kind of animation. That means inanimate will become animate, animate will become inanimate in Krishna's Leela. Anything can happen. That flowers are falling down. In a way, the acharyas explain in such a way that they are actually taking pranams of Yashoda Mai's lotus feet, because she is the mother of Krishna and she is able to take care of Krishna in this way. Finally, she catches. So what they say is there were other demons and rakshasas and kings who were very powerful, very, very powerful. When they tried to catch Krishna, they couldn't catch Krishna. Even though they were running at a great speed, they couldn't catch. Then how did Yashoda Mai, a woman of middle age, catch Krishna? It was only by love and faith. That surrender was there in her, that love in her heart. That is what Krishna will he will take care of, and he will be reciprocate in such a way when you have such a faith. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, what it is. So Krishna himself, in his heart, he gave up. Without him giving up, Yashoda Mai can't compete with Krishna. The way you compete with Krishna is by surrendering to Krishna. That is what is shown here. So she'll catch him. Somehow she'll catch him, and she will tie him to that motor, that thing. She will tie him to that. When she ties him to that, she will get a rope and she will start tying him. That rope is big enough to tie a child, but she can't tie. She will have 2 inches less. Why is that 2 inches less? Acharya has explained in that also. When you see 2 inches, the small finger is our bhakti. The big finger is how much Krishna reciprocates. So that became less. That much length of the rope, like it has come till here, the rope has come till here, the rope has come till here, but she can't tie it. It's 2 inches less. So she'll take 2 more sets of rope. Whatever rope is there at home, she will start tying. That also she can't. How is that possible? It's the baby which is this small, but she can't tie because he's unlimited. He is all pervading. When you have that Gnana Chakshu, we call, that means when you have this spiritual knowledge, you will understand. It is not an ordinary baby, it is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is within all of us, who has created this world, who is the master of the universe. There is nothing, what do they say? There is nothing equal or above him. There cannot be anything equal, or there cannot be anything above him. So he is that kind of a personality. If somebody comes to challenge him, they are also created by him only, and he is within them also. So how can there be anything? How can you put that in that rope? That rope is limited. It is material. It is from this world. And Krishna is not at all from this world. He is unlimited. How can you tie an unlimited thing in a limited thing? You can't do that. It is impossible. It is only so much, but how is it happening? So they say, Acharya has given example, they explain further. What happens is, what Abhirbhav or the unlimited potency of Krishna will come and stand in front of him. Everything is Krishna's Shakti or manifestation. So that will come and stand in front of him, and that's why you cannot tie. It is so unlimited, and you cannot put that in a box. Then the gopis will come. The gopis and the Gopa Balakas, they're all enjoying. They're all very happy. This Krishna, every day he's stealing butter and he's escaping. Today he got caught. They're all happy in a way, and they're waiting what Yashoda Mai is doing. They're all supporting. They're giving ropes. Some of them are giving ropes. Some of them are scared because they know Krishna will, take them to task. So there is a small story within the story that I just got reminded. One of the acharyas has said, so when Krishna comes and complains to Yashoda Mai, saying that, the gopis come and complain to Yashoda Mai, they'll say, what is this, Mata? You have done such good butter, you are saying, but every day he's coming and stealing. How is that possible? How is that possible? So Yashoda Mai says, what can I do? How can I help? She says. So they say, she says, keep the butter in a dark room. Tomorrow, keep your butter in a dark room. So he can't say. They'll say, what, Yashoda Mai? You put so much of jewels on him. The jewels, Prakasha is so much, he doesn't need any light. Wherever he goes, it'll illuminate. So what you're saying is I should not put the jewels on him. So they say, no, don't put any jewels on him, and we'll keep the butter in a dark place. So, okay, they'll do the same thing. She'll keep it in a dark place. And then that Gopi will tell her husband, take care of this butter today. I'm going out to get water or whatever. She will go out. Then she'll come back and see it is gone. Why is that? Acharya has explained. When Krishna enters into a dark room, his eyes, one eye is sun, one eye is the moon. He will light up the entire world. And such Krishna, wherever darkness is there, as soon as light enters, the darkness will go away. The only way we can take out the darkness in life is when we light. You can't take it out. You should just have light there. And Krishna's eyes are that, it seems. So when he enters, that thing, everything lights up and he eats. And Gopi comes and asks the husband. Husband says, I'm sitting here only. I don't know what happened. So he can't catch him because Krishna will slowly come and he will give it to all the monkeys. He will feed all the monkeys. He will feed all his friends and he will go away. Another story is there where one gopi says, I am going to catch Krishna stealing today. So what she will do, she'll be hiding behind and she will catch Krishna. She will catch Krishna and she says, today I am going to take you to Yashoda Mai. So she will take him to Yashoda Mai. She's actually pulling him and going, and she says, Mai, see what your son has done. See what your son has done. Yashoda Mai says, what are you saying? My son is at home only, she says. Is it? She'll ask. Then she'll say, she would have put a sack or something on the kid whom she's bringing. And then Krishna will come from inside and he says, what, Maya? I was sleeping, Maya, he will say. And then, see, he's here only. This gopi will she will start thinking, am I hallucinating or something? How come it is not, I have Krishna? She will open that sack on the face. It is her own son. So she'll think, oh my God. Then Yashoda Mai will say, you're thinking too much of Krishna and that is why this is happening. Go. My Krishna is at home only. Yashoda Mai will go inside. Krishna will come out and the gopi only. He looks at Gopi and he says, be careful. This time it was your son. Next time it will be your husband. I will make sure your husband will be there inside the sack. So Krishna will do all these leelas, and Acharya has also explained that Krishna is not stealing. Krishna is only taking what is his. As long as you give Krishna openly, your sins will be taken away in the form of butter. It is taken away. And people who hide and don't offer it to Krishna, they are doing more sins, they say. And also it is said that we think that, the gopis are complaining, right? Heart of heart, they're all making the butter and saying, hope Krishna comes to my house to get the butter today. They are calling internally, they are calling only to reciprocate to that, and that fulfill that desire, Krishna will go. And he's doing all this Leela only to satisfy the gopis and satisfy the Brajvasis. He is not doing anything for himself. He gets the pleasure when he reciprocates, but everything he does is for everybody, and he doesn't keep anything for himself. So that is the intensity of the butter thing. So when the gopis and the gopas come and see that Yashoda Mai is tying him, some are happy, some are scared. Because if we are smiling and doing, Krishna will take something out of us. He is very smart and naughty, they all know. So some of them will give their own ropes from home, they will come bring and give it. Yashoda Mai will tie. So that also will not be. So what it is not only Yashoda Mai's faith and love, all the gopis mix their love also. With that rope, it signifies they are mixing their love also to tie Krishna. And that also is not happening. Yashoda Mai is very frustrated at this point. She's very disappointed. She ran so much. She's sweating so profusely. And she's almost in tears because she's not able to tie her own son. And Krishna, this Leela will happen when he's 3 or 4 years old. Lasat Kundalam, there is the Damodar Ashtakam, what we sing, right? In that, Namam Ishwaram Sachidananda Rupam, Lasat Kundalam Gokule, it comes. So the Acharyas are indirectly telling us Lasat Kundali means his jumki, whatever we call, or his earring, it is swinging. When will it swing? When the child is walking. See, so he is almost 3-4 years in the walking stage. To signify his age, they say that. So she is like profusely sweating. She can't take it anymore. What will she do? That Krishna will see that Karuna Shakti will come out. Karuna Shakti will come out and it will push away that unlimited Shakti in front of him, and he will allow her to tie. That bhava, that Krishna allows his mom, he can't take it. He can't take his devotee sweating it profusely and, almost in tears. This Karuna Shakti will come in front of him and it will allow, he will say, okay, Maya, I am totally in your love. I don't have anything to say. I can't hold back anything he says, and he allows her to tie the rope. And that is why Yashoda Mai is able to tie the rope. That's why this 2 inches is the Krishna's reciprocation and our faith in Krishna or our love. We reciprocate the small part, which is very small. But Krishna, when he reciprocates, or his love is much more than what we can give. If we come 1 step, he will come 10 steps. That is, and we cannot capture Krishna. The only way to capture Krishna is through surrender and faith. And when mom, we just have to imagine when his mom, he just gives up, he just gives up his unlimitedness, he just gives up his power, he just gives up everything. He becomes a small child, he is under her control now. He says, yes, Maya, I am in your love. This love is so unlimited that all my power is very small in front of your love, he says, and he allows her to tie the rope. And that is how she ties the rope. And once she ties the rope, she will leave him there and she will just go away. She will not stand there. She just goes away. Now, there is a background story. There is so Krishna is there. He's in the backyard. He's tied to her. And there is a story about 2 trees, how Krishna will try to deliver them. So what happens is, and Kuvera's son is there, 2 sons, Nala Kuvera and Manigriva, 2 sons of Kuvera. They are demigods, and Kuvera has actually got the Ashirvad from Shiva to enjoy all the opulence, unlimited opulence. Shiva gives it to Kuvera, and that's why some people you may see, they are all praying to Kuvera for richness. They want the richness, they will pray to that. Where did Kuvera get that richness? From Lord Shiva. He is a great devotee of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has given the benediction of such opulence. So his sons also will get it. So his sons are enjoying in one of the kund that is called as Mandakini Kund in Kailasa. That is actually the abode of Shiva, but because they have Kuvera has the privilege. Even these two, Nalakuvera and Manigriva, have the privilege. It's like a club, in India or in US also, we have those clubs, right? If your dad is a member, the kid can go into that membership. Same way, he is also got, these two are gone there, and they are totally intoxicated, and they are enjoying with women in the pond. They're so unconscious that they're enjoying so much. Narad Muni comes there. When Narad Muni comes there, they don't close their body, and they don't give respects to Narad Muni. Narad Muni gets very angry. So what he says is, he will give a sharp to these people. He'll say, you both, for 100 years, you become the Arjuna in Nanda Baba's house. And when time comes, in Dwapara Yuga, Krishna will deliver you. He will give you the benediction. He says that, and he goes away. Immediately, those two people, that's why we say, right, when people are exposing, they will become a tree in the next Janma. That's what they say. Every action that we do here is a blueprint for our next life. So because these two people did not cover their body up, Narada Muni gives them that sharp of becoming two trees in the next Janma, and they become Arjuna trees in Krishna's backyard, Nandam Baba's house. They become the trees, and Krishna, he's trying to escape himself. He takes the motor and he's trying to run everywhere. That motor is very heavy. It's quite heavy. Because it's Krishna, he forcefully pushes that between the two trees. When he pushes that between the two trees will fall down. So the other thing the Acharya says here is, Krishna is so Karunamai, even without asking, sometimes he gives benediction. He sees, when explaining the Krishna's Mahima or Karuna Shakti, right, it is very difficult to understand for us. In one case, somebody would have called his name something for something else, but he will say, hey, my devotee is calling my name. For example, Ajamila. There is another story of Ajamila. Ajamila he was a big Brahmana, but he will fall down so badly. He will start living with a prostitute. He will do so many things, so many bad things and everything. But when he is dying, Narad Muni comes and tells him, keep your son's name as Narayana. So what happens is, when he's dying at the age of 80, he's dying. And that time he calls Narayana, his son's name. Out of fear, he calls his son's name. But Krishna gives benediction to him. He will come and he will release him from the death, and he gives him some more time so that he can do bhajan and faith and surrender to him. Putana, she came to actually give poison to Krishna, but he gave her the position of a mother in heaven. So you don't know, Krishna sees much small thing and he's happy with that. Here also the Acharyas say, he's tied, he's completely tied, and it is so heavy. As a child, it is so heavy. He is tied, but he's untying two other devotees of his. With that Karuna, he actually helping somebody else, even though he's tied. That Karuna Shakti comes in him, and he'll untie them, even though he's still tied. He's not still escaped from that. He will make the trees fall. When the tree falls, these Nalakuvera and Manigriva come out, and as soon as they see he will say, I will give you any benediction. You want to go back to Kuveras, sons of Kuvera as demigods, you want to live in Vaikunta or Kailasa, I can give you that benediction. They both say, no, we don't want to do that. We actually want to serve you in Goloka. Give us the abode of Goloka. Once you see Krishna's face, once you see Hare Nam, Hare Krishna, Krishna, if you say, the desire what is in your heart will slowly go away. If one name can do that, imagine once you see the face of Krishna, what can happen to you. So as soon as they see his face, they don't remember any enjoyment. They don't want any happiness for themselves. Like they were enjoying, they were like wealthy people, how wealthy people are, how they are totally engrossed in their own wealth and enjoyment. They were like that. But for such people, as they saw Krishna, they say, we don't at all we want to do is serve you for eternal eternal thing, we want to serve you. And immediately Krishna will oblige and he will give them that benediction. So one more thing what we have to understand here is Narada Muni. Anil, can you hear me? It says internet is okay. Narada Muni, even though he gave a sharp, sometimes when Munis give somebody a sharp, it is a blessing in disguise. It is actually for their own good. He was how Karunamayi Narad Muni was, we can understand. He wanted to deliver these two completely, not just making them stay in there as a demigod and enjoy, deliver them complete. And Krishna says, it is the wish of my devotee. Narad Muni is the best of the devotees. Like 12 Mahajanas I was telling you, Narad Muni is also one of them out of that. He says, because Narad Muni had promised, had told that I will come and release you, give you the benediction, I will always do what my bhaktas say, no matter what. Even at the cost of myself, I will do it, he says. And that's why I wanted to, even though I am tied, I wanted to release you because of my bhaktas. So there are two reasons. One is his Karuna Shakti, and the second is whatever as a bhakta, if they say, no matter what, it will become true. There is another story related to this. What happens is one of the bhaktas would have written something, some scripture, I don't remember the name, it suddenly got reminded, that's why I'm telling. He will write something in the scriptures, which is kind of not true. Krishna was not in that position, or he was not there. And then the sage who wrote that scripture wants to wipe it off. Krishna will come back and say, don't do that. Because whatever you're written, I will change the history for you. He says Krishna was holding his flute and he was playing the flute. But actually Krishna was not doing that, or something like that, the story goes. The incident is, he wouldn't have done that. But this person will write it off because somehow he feels that is the correct thing. That is the vision he got, and he wrote it off. Next day, he'll think I should take it off. When he goes to sleep in dream, Krishna comes and says, don't take it off. Whatever words you've written, I will make that true. That is a quality of Krishna. Whatever the Bhakta says, he will do it. Even in Bhagavad Gita, at one point, Krishna will tell Arjuna, Arjuna, go and proclaim to the whole world that they just have to surrender to me, and I am the God. I'm going to deliver them. Even a little bit of bhakti, I will deliver them. Go tell it. So Krishna says, why Krishna is asking me to say this? Arjuna will ask. So Krishna says, see, if I say, I may break the promise, but if my bhakta says something, I will never break that promise. He will never break that promise. And true devotees, sometimes they don't talk so much, but when they talk something, no, Krishna will ensure that happens. That Harinam on their tongue is so supreme that whatever they say will come true. So here also he says, because Narada Muni, my greatest bhakta, said this, my greatest devotee said that I have to deliver you at this time. That's why I did this Leela. So there are so many reasons. One more thing we have to understand. Each of this Leela, we think in one line. Sequentially, we'll think, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. That's all my intelligence is. My intelligence is not so big as Krishna. Krishna's intelligence is unlimited. So when he does one Leela, there'll be so many surrounding things that he will take care. He will take care of 10 items in one. They say, no, you hit 2 birds in 1 stone. Krishna's is unlimited birds in 1 stone. He's like that. The thoughts which come to Krishna, right? The thoughts which come to Krishna in 1 second. In 1 second, what thought comes? Shesha Shaina is there, no? The 1,000 heads he has. That snake has 1,000 heads. In 1,000 heads, with those 1,000 heads, he is telling what Krishna is doing in that 1 second for almost 1 hour, 4 yugas, I think he's saying it. He's not able to complete it. 1,000 heads is saying for 1 yuga or 4 yugas, whatever it is, it's saying, oh, Krishna is doing this, one head will say, same moment another head will say. Like that, years together they are chanting, but they are not able to complete 1 second of Krishna's thoughts. I was also thinking, how is that possible? But then I thought, every second of my life, Krishna knows what I'm looking. For that, he has to know. That means he should be with me. So how many people, how many planets, how many animals, how many birds, how many insects, he's there in everybody. So everybody's thoughts is in him. So that is true. Yuga Yuga, you keep telling what Krishna is doing also, it cannot be completed. So in the same way, when he does a Leela, it is not for one person or one thing. It is for unlimited reasons he does. We don't know that. The first time I heard this, I didn't know so much. The first time it was just like a one line thing for me also. Then second year when I did it, little bit about bhakti I understood. Third year I did, so it's like onion. I know we shouldn't eat onion, but I'm just giving you the reference. First year you peel the outside of it. That's all you'll understand. Oh, it's this much only. Next year, some acharya's reference, if you take, no, you'll peel one more layer. So every Leela is like that. It is never complete by itself. And that's why we say Krishna's Leela, it is Acharya say Puna Charvanam. That means our life, material life is, you keep chewing, it's like a chewing gum. After 10 minutes, that sweetness is gone in that chewing gum. But Krishna's Leelas, you can keep listening to it and new things will form. Why the new things will form? One, it's so unlimited that revelation will keep happening in you. When you hear that, you'll think, oh, you'll start connecting. It will start coming to you, saying that it is, oh, it is like this. So every time you hear, you heard it from me today, tomorrow Suranath Prabhu will say, day after tomorrow Anil Prabhu will say, everybody will say the same thing. You will think it is the same story, but when you sit in the class, no, it will be totally different. Oh, why didn't I think of this point? You'll think. So it will keep happening like that. So here, Krishna not only wanted to teach the world about how much the surrendering and how much love Yashoda Mai and Nanda Baba had, and how we have to serve him also. It's a lesson for us that two fingers we'll always have to remember. One finger is me, the low finger where I'm performing my bhakti, and my bhakti cannot catch Krishna. One more thing, devotees, my bhakti cannot catch. My bhakti is very small and Krishna is unlimited. Only with his help I can surrender. Even me surrendering is Krishna's wish. I can do whatever I can. Without his help, I cannot. So that two fingers will come into play, that I am doing only this much. But with his help, he gives more than what I am supposed to get. And that's why I'm able to surrender to him. That's why I can catch, or I can't catch. I can surrender to him only through that. Only through his mercy that I can do it. Without his mercy, all of you, it's not random that you guys came to this session. It is not. It is a very powerful thing that we don't understand now, but as we keep moving forward, we'll understand it. That Sukruti you should have even to listen about Krishna and understand about Krishna. Getting a good guru is a Sukruti. Listening about Krishna Leela is Sukruti. Understanding and relishing that is Sukruti. So when he has mercy, somewhere down the line, you would have said to Krishna, this is enough. I had enough. I'm done, I'm done with this material life. I can't take this anymore. What can I do? You would have said it without even your heart would have desired it. When your heart desires, Krishna will always reciprocate. Also, it's not only spiritual thing, material also. If you have a desire today of something and that is not fulfilled, it may just come. Prabhuji was saying, right, in the class, 40 or 50 things come to our desires, come to our mind every second. So when it comes, don't think Krishna doesn't know or he will not fulfill. He will fulfill. Whether it is in this life or next life, he will make sure your desires, material desires also fulfilled. You don't have to ask him. He will do it. He knows when to give what. So this hearing to Krishna Katha, getting a good guru, coming into Bhagavad Gita class, it is not just happening randomly. It happens because of all those things that karmas have gone off and you are in the path of Sukruti. When you are in the path of Sukruti, the path is started. You never know, it may end in this and you may go to Goloka, or it may take another journey, and enjoy that journey. Don't think it is, sometimes even I feel, oh, what is this chanting? What is it? But you will start enjoying. Ultimately, you will start enjoying. And once you get that higher taste, like I said, no, if you have a car at home, you will not ride the bicycle the same day. And you don't have to give up anything. Don't give up forcefully anything in your life. Continue to do what you do, but continue to do japa. That japa will take care of next time when, for example, you like something very much, very, very much, okay? But they say, for example, coffee or tea, okay? You like it very much, or getting up in the morning, you don't like getting up in the morning. But as you keep saying Harinam, that taste for Harinam will increase, and all that will automatically go up. You don't want to do. And somebody will call you, come, let's go for a movie today. But you will think, oh, I have that class. That is giving me more enjoyment than this movie. I don't want to watch the movie. You don't have to stop it. Your heart will stop it. Like when somebody calls you, now I'm giving this Krishna Katha, somebody will call you. Then you'll say, no, 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 this Krishna Katha is better. Let me listen to this movie. I can watch anytime, but you will never go back to that movie. That is the truth. And Krishna is very possessive, very, very, very possessive. He is so possessive that he won't let go of you. No matter you want to let go also, he won't let go of you. Sometimes people say, once you come into Krishna consciousness and Krishna, you will say, okay, I'm done with you. He won't leave you. Once you say Hare Krishna, he will hold you. Like Putana, when she was trying to feed Krishna the poison milk, she said, leave me, leave me. She started doing this, leave me. He said, Putana, I'm so sorry. Once I hold anybody, I can't leave them. That is my quality, that I can't leave them. And he not only took her poison, he took away all her sins and he gave her Goloka. So that is our Krishna. As you understand more and more and more and more of Krishna, you will automatically start feeling that pleasure you will start feeling in the heart. And any material thing you take, you will think going to a movie or enjoying something will give you pleasure. It's only for a limited time. The minute you finish that, you will feel more frustrated than when you started. That is a material life. For example, eating something or watching something or wasting your time. Initially, you will think, Appa, I don't want to do anything. I just want to do this. But once that activity ends, you'll feel more frustrated. But Krishna Katha is not like that. Hearing about Krishna, chanting about the Harinam, it is never like that. You'll feel so relaxed. Once you hear the Katha and come out, you'll keep relishing the same story. Even when you are done with the story, it'll keep playing in your mind, and that will give you pleasure. And that is what Krishna is. And that is what all these Leelas are done. That's why. Or the Leela was done mostly for us to relish. In Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to do any yagnas, or because to do yagnas also, you need a perfect pujari or brahmana who speaks perfect mantra, and it is not there in their capacity also. It is not their problem, because Kali Yuga is like that. Manda buddhasya, you'll have manda buddhi, you can't remember things, that ucharana will not come out correctly, all that will happen. So the complete fruit of it, you will not get it. So that's why the Leela happened, so that we can relish that Leela, we can go through that, and we can come more closer to God. All this effort is only to come quarter inch closer to our God. That is why this Leela happened. So that's how Nalakuvera and Manigriva will be delivered. As soon as they are delivered, they will go directly to abode of Krishna. Then what happens is, Balaram comes home. Nanda Maharaj also comes home from Upananda's house. Balaram first tries to untie that tie. So there are 4 rasas in Krishna's faith. When we come into faith, there are 4 rasas, 5 actually. One is Shanta rasa, Sakya, Dasya, then Vatsalya and Madhurya. So what happens is, each of it is higher than the other. For example, Shanta rasa is 1, say. Then Dasya rasa is 2. When you have 2, you have 1 also inside that. And then Sakya rasa will have 1 and 2 in it. Then Vatsalya rasa will have Sakya rasa, Dasya rasa, and Shantarasa in it. So Mother Yashoda is Vatsalya Rasa. She's in Vatsalya Rasa. The reciprocation is in that flavor. We can call it flavor. She has tied the knot in that flavor. Balaram is in Sakya Rasa. Sakya Rasa is one step lower than Vatsalya Rasa. So that's why in Vatsalya Rasa, he couldn't untie it because the tie was in Vatsalya Rasa. That means you can think of it as percentage. 0%, 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%. If you've tied something in 20% energy, you cannot untie it with 15% of energy, which is Sakya Rasa. So then Nanda Maharaj comes in. Nanda Maharaj actually unties that because he is also an equal rasa of Yashoda Mai. He is in Vatsalya Rasa. He has 20% energy. That means it depends on your faith, what your faith is and how you're looking at God, how you're reciprocating to God. So he is able to untie that knot. When he unties that knot, Krishna is freed, and all the children come back and tell, saying that Krishna did this. He actually made the tree fall, and the tree fell like this, and 2 people came out of it. Nobody believes them because they are kids. Nobody believes them. And other people come and say, maybe your Krishna is not an ordinary person. He's a special person. He's extraordinary. Nanda Maharaj is actually thinking about that. Oh, my Krishna is unlimited. He's wonderful. No matter what, that affection for his son is so much that he doesn't think about all those things. He just thinks his son is his son. And there ends the actual Leela. And that's why this month, Damodara Leela, why the significance of Damodara Leela is how Yashoda Mai was able to tie him. That's why we have that photo of him tied to a motor and Yashoda Mai actually chiding him or scolding him. Why that Leela was done is to increase our bhakti level. This month we pray to that and we do Arati. And we also sing the Ashtakam, Damodara Ashtakam. We all sing that morning and evening and do Arati to Krishna because it will increase your faith. You're actually asking Yashoda Mai and everybody, Gopas, Gopis, Vrajas, everybody to help you succeed in faith and increase your faith. This month is significance for faith, to increase the faith in everybody. And that's why this Leela also was done to show to the world, Krishna, how much ever he tells, we are not able to listen. Manda buddhi we have that laziness and that manda buddhi. So he had to show it in action through his Leela. He is proclaiming to the whole world. If you do just mere bhakti and ask me for material benefit, you will continue to be there. I'll give you that also. But I can only be captured through love. How Yashoda Mai captured me, that is how you can capture me. So for us, even to capture, even to do that, the faith that I do also, or the bhakti that I do, Krishna has to reciprocate and show mercy on me for my bhakti to increase and surrender also. So all of us should pray to Krishna, not for any material gain, for our spiritual advancement, and ask him, show mercy on us so that I can do better bhakti to you, so that I can have better bhava to you, because you are unlimited. It is not the Aishwarya Bhav we are looking at. We are reciprocating to the love of Krishna. And we should always reciprocate to the love of Krishna. Material gain, if you have, they say you shouldn't ask. Krishna knows he will give it to you. So this month, there are only 3 more days left or 4 more days left. We should all continue to do that bhakti and ask Krishna, Yashoda Mai, Brajavasis, Gopa Gopalas, Gopis, everybody to help us to lead in that way. Ask Krishna and Yashoda Mai, whenever you're doing bhakti, just think, Yashoda Mai can't tie him. He's unlimited. He gave up. He is the one who will help you surrender to him. Once you surrender to him, he will dip you in so much of bliss and happiness that you can't even imagine. That's all I had, devotees. Hare Krishna. Let me know if you have any questions. And sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings through this, or I kind of, pushed you to the limit. I'm extremely sorry. That was not my intention. I tried to give this because this is the Kartik month and you should know the story in this month. Damodara Leela is a very famous Leela. Everybody will do. And Damodara Ashtakam also, I think we shared the video YouTube link. Play that song, learn the song, learn how to sing that song so that, We'll all be able to serve our Krishna better. You don't have to have a very good voice. You don't have to have an instrument to sing that song. Your bhava is the instrument. Your love is the music to Krishna. And Krishna is always keeping his ears open to listen to our songs, to our bhakti, to our love in our voice. That's what. Any questions, any comments, please do let me know. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, while devotees ask question, it was a very enlightening one, Mathaji. So at least I have heard this, I would say 4 times at least, from Prabhuji, from Manu Prabhu, and yeah, this is the 4th time. And yeah, like you said, yeah, I always get to see that as something new, and there is always some takeaway for me. Okay, so that's an experience, and I think you did stress upon it, and I hope it's the same thing that what our devotees also will feel. Yeah, thank you. And if any of you have a question, please kindly raise your hand, and yeah, you can ask your question. Yeah, Bhanupriya Mathaji. Mataji, you can unmute.
Mathaji, you are using the word Brijvasis. North Indians might be knowing, but we don't know what is.
Okay. So people in Vrindavan are called as Brajvasis. Anybody who lives in Vrindavan, or Vrindavan is also called Vrindavan. Brajvasis means people who live there. So in devotion, right, the yogis, the transcendentalists, the sages cannot catch Krishna. They cannot catch Krishna. The love of Brajvasis at the highest level. That means, so we all, when we look at Krishna, we look in Aishwarya Bhav. Oh, he's so big. He's the king. He's the universe, everything. They don't know that. In Vrindavan, when the Leelas happen, they don't know that. But they all have lot of love for Krishna. That ahituki aprathiha we say. That means causeless, without any expectation, selfless, uninterrupted. Whatever may be their situation, whatever calamity they have in their lives, they're always thinking of how to take care of Krishna, how to protect him as a baby. So that the bhav we should get. We should not approach God. It's like loving a husband. I'll give you that example. You should love your husband, not that because he'll take care of you well or he'll provide you your needs. You just love your husband without any motive in heart. And that love, whatever the Brajvasis or the Vrindavan people are showing to Krishna or Radharani is showing to Krishna, in material world, that love is not found anywhere. It is found only in one place. That to one drop of that love is found, they say, between a mother and a child. A mother, when she is serving, that is a better example than the husband. When a mother is serving the baby, she doesn't have any motive. And no matter what time it is, how her condition is, she wants to take care of the child. That is just 1%. In scriptures also it is said, that love that the Brajvasis and the Gopis had for Krishna, one drop has fallen on earth. And that one drop is found in a mother's heart, how she takes care of her children. So that's why Brajvasis means we all consider them as very high, because that love and that bhava, we don't get it. So Brajvasis means people who live in Vrindavan. Vrindavan are called as Brajvasis. It may be the cowherd boys, it may be their parents, or it may be the gopis, and all of them have done a lot of sukriti. They've done a lot of sukriti to be there. In Goloka, with Krishna to be there, they've done a lot of sukriti, and they're all in deep love with Krishna. And in Damodar Leela, I forgot to say one more thing. The yogis and the transcendentalists doing lot of austerity and penance also cannot catch Krishna. And such Krishna, Yashoda Mai was able to tie. That's a beautiful thing. And that's why this Leela is important. And so the love for Krishna they have is highest. And they're all called as Brajavasis. Braja means Vrindavan. Vrindavan is called Braja, and that's why we say Brajavasi. Actually, I'm not a North Indian. When I first heard Nanda Baba, what they say Nanda Baba, Yashoda Mai, Brajavasis, I also was puzzled. after hearing, even I say the same thing. It will come automatically to you also, Mathaji. People who live in Vrindavan are called as Brijvasis. Hare Krishna, Mathaji.
Hare Krishna, Mathaji. I don't have any questions, but I'm really happy to hear all these things. I have heard this story a lot of time, as Anil Prabhu said, but so much of explanations and all, it was really blessing. So much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. As long as I am able to serve the devotees and I am able to say Krishna Katha, that is my pleasure, Prabhu. Thank you for the service. Hare Krishna.
Any other question from other devotees?